This is an educational example based on my personal approach. Results vary widely, and nothing here guarantees profit or future performance.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Trading with Ashley show. I hope you're having a wonderful weekend. I have been working very hard for all of you. I wanted to put together a great video that will help make you a more effective trader. So I've been doing some research on congressional trades, what they're buying, what they're selling, how they are buying it. So I think what I'm going to share with you is going to be very insightful and will help you multiply your money on stocks that are bullish. So we're going to talk through all of that. Also, I am preparing for my community members. We are doing the Paycheck Challenge. I'm in week 2 of 6 weeks that I will be showing them how I use my current shares of quality companies to generate weekly income off of those stocks. So just last week, I was able to effectively generate $1,000 off of stocks I already own. None of my stocks were called away. That was exciting. We actually got to do one particular roll to next week. So we're going to see how that plays out. Now, for members within my community or any of you that actually join my community, I have put a special prompt in the community that's really awesome because it will show you how to take this prompt, drop it into your favorite AI agent with your portfolio, and it will show you how much you can potentially make selling covered calls on your positions you already own. It's very exciting. It's very eye-opening. I'm going to show you what my AI agent told me. Here's the output of the prompt that I put in. So it looked at one of my portfolios and it has about $615,000 worth of stock. So if I effectively sold covered calls every week at these different intervals, you've got 0.25% return. This is the most conservative strike prices, all the way up to a 1% return. These are more aggressive strike prices. You can see right here what I can potentially bring in. And so this assumes that it's not called away and I can reuse these shares every week. So if you're going with the lower end, you're looking at about $1,500 per week, which is very exciting. That gives you a salary close to $80,000 off of your stocks. If you want to go with something that's a little bit more aggressive, around a 0.5%, you're really going to double that at this point. So you're looking at about $160,000 salary with $3,000 in weekly premium. Now this 0.75, you can probably effectively get this sometimes, but not all the time. So if you are just real careful on when you execute these more aggressive trades, you might do okay. And quite frankly, I don't think I would be trading anything that gives me a 1% return on a covered call because I want to keep my shares so that I can keep producing income. But if you're the more aggressive type and you don't mind rinsing and repeating and just buying your shares back and trying again, then you can make a lot more that way, but you could also lose your shares prematurely. Okay, here's what I want to do for all of you that tuned in for congressional trades. I want to talk about the most bought stocks and the most sold stocks. And then I want to talk about how Paul Pelosi specifically is actually trading 2 stocks that you may be interested in. I'm going to take what he's done and I am going to show you how you can actually make a more effective trade than what he has done to multiply your money even more if you're bullish on a stock and it does go up. Okay, let's talk about what they actually bought. The most transactions for any stock was Google, 23 buys on Google. So that's very eye-opening. Google's at an interesting spot. Technically, we'll take a quick look at it. The number 2 buy was NVIDIA. There were 13 purchases of NVIDIA, and that is interesting because they do have earnings coming up. Now, if you want to play earnings, I have a whole earnings playbook that I have outlined for you to help you be a more effective trader if you actually try to trade earnings. The number 3 purchase was 8 transactions for Goldman Sachs. Now, this was interesting because it was 8 separate transactions from 8 separate members on ticker symbol GS. That might be one for you to pay attention to if you are trying to look for trades as we get through some market chop over the coming months. Now, what did they sell? Well, there were 4 sales for ticker symbol TXN. You may want to consider that if you're holding that ticker. I don't know what they know, but it's something to consider. And the other sell that stood out to me was Disney. There were 3 transactions selling Disney stock. So that should be interesting for those of you that are actually holding Disney. Now, most of these Congress people, they actually buy the stock. And if they're going to swing trade it, they sell the stock when they feel like the bullish thesis is over or potentially there is a retracement coming. So that's interesting. But there is a particular trader, Paul Pelosi, and he likes to buy deep in the money call options on his said stock. What is a deep in the money call option, you may ask? Well, it is a call option you actually purchase, but the delta is really high. So in this case, I'm going to show you on Intel where the delta is 0.9 for the call option that he bought. Now, he actually bought it when Intel was trading higher, so it would have been a lower delta at that time. So you can actually get in on this trade if you're interested at a lower price than he got in on the trade. But what I'm going to show you in my modeling is if you were to spend a very similar amount of money on two call options that were around a zero point 0.7 delta, what difference that may make for you in your returns. I think the results will be very eye-opening for you. And the other one he purchased was Uber, deep in the money call option on Uber. Both of these go out to March of 2027, and they were at that $50 strike. So you can apply what I'm about to teach you to other stocks that you are bullish on. Maybe you decide to do this on Google, and after earnings, all the drama of earnings is over with NVIDIA, you may decide to do this on NVIDIA. But at least you'll know what I'm looking at and how I think the way that I would trade these is a little bit more effective than what he is doing. But what do I know? I'm just a lady on YouTube. I imagine he's got insight that I don't have, but it's just something for you to consider. Okay, now let's go jump into the computer so I can better prepare you on how to potentially trade some of your favorite stocks.
I thought the first thing we might do is take a look at Google and where it is trading. So you can see right here, Google is trading at around 345 at the time of this recording. It's at an interesting spot technically. Now, it is still bearish on the MACD. Let me show you that real quick. You can see right here, we crossed over bearish in June. And you can see that the histogram is showing that some of that selling pressure is starting to dissipate a little. It could pick right back up though, so we definitely want to watch what's going on with Google. But if you look at it technically, and if you want to look at opportunities for entries or potentially for a skip or a leap, I'm watching right here this area. This is the 200-day moving average, and it's right there at around $333. And the reason I find that interesting is look, it went below the 200-day moving average, and then it rebounded quite a bit. It was doing well. It got all the way up to the top of the band, and that RSI was high at that point. And now we're starting to retrace. What would be very bullish for Google is if we came back to this 200-day moving average, and instead of going below it like we did right here, we actually use it as support. If your buyers step in right here and then we go right back up, this would be a really good potential entry for me to consider skips or leaps for a longer term trade. Now, if we get down to that spot, you're going to see this RSI right here, probably closer to around that 35 mark that I like to actually execute my leaps on quality companies. Earnings are coming up for NVIDIA, so let's take a quick look at where that is trading technically. You can see we have had the positive MACD crossover, so that's good, but it's a little bit kind of a weak crossover. You don't see the histogram bars fanning out very much. So we'll absolutely want to watch this in the coming days. Now, NVIDIA will typically rise as we get closer to earnings, sometimes sell off right after earnings, even if earnings are great. Don't know if that'll be the case this time, but it's worth noting that that's what typically happens with NVIDIA. Looking at NVIDIA technically, it's actually trading at a really good spot going into earnings because you can see we're bullish, and that corresponds with what we just saw on the MACD. We're 51 on the RSI, and we are approaching the middle of the band. This is the 20-day moving average. This is usually a good level that you'll see a bounce when we are bullish like we are with this RSI. But earnings, it is usually a wild card. You just don't know what's going to happen. So technicals don't matter quite as much when you are going through an earnings event. So please keep that in mind. But here is something that will be helpful as you are trying to gauge how much movement we may see at earnings. I like to look at expected move. So if you look at the date of this recording, we are right here at around this 2:15 mark. So what you want to do to calculate this expected move, you want to go to the date, the first date after earnings. So that's going to be on the 28th, August the 28th, 6 days from this recording. You take the 670, which is your at the money put premium, plus your at the money call premium at 655. You add that together, and then you divide it by 0.85. That's going to give you one standard deviation. That's going to give you the figure of $11.20, about 24 cents. So I'll just say $11.25. And you would expect it would move up or down after earnings, $11.25. So your range potentially after earnings is 203.75 on the downside or 226.25 on the upside. Now I want to get into the bulk of what I wanted to show you. This is with INTC, ticker symbol INTC, Intel. Nancy Pelosi disclosed that her husband, Paul Pelosi, had actually purchased the $50 call option for Intel expiring in March of 2027. So if you look at that on the date of purchase, which was 529, it was trading much higher. It was actually trading at around the 115 level. Now, the reason this is important for you is if you are bullish on Intel, you can get in on this trade for a lot less than Paul Pelosi got in. So you would have an advantage over what he had when he made the buy. It was actually trading much higher. When you are evaluating a trade, you want to try to get inside the mind of whoever made the trade. So if you notice right here, the 52-week range on Intel is 142. It's the height of it. So when he made this purchase, he was of the belief that Intel would be higher, I'm sure, than the 52-week range. So probably closer to around 150, 155. So we're going to anchor ourselves to that potential outcome for his expiration date, or a little bit closer to his expiration date in March, as a potential movement for Intel. Now, just because we're of the belief or he's of the belief that that's going to happen doesn't mean it's going to happen, but you want to better understand the potential for this trade to the upside, especially if you're going to be comparing it to the way he traded it versus the way I would personally trade it. If you go on your option chain for the date 3/19/2027, you can see the exact trade that he took. It's the $50 call option right here. Currently, it is 43.42. Now, he would have paid more for it because it was trading higher at the time. So if you wanted to mimic that trade, exactly what he did, you can see right here, your delta, it's 0.92. This is really high for a delta. This is a deep in the money call option. You can see that every dollar that Intel moves, this call option moves 92 cents. And so if you were just going to buy 100 shares, you would be paying $50 a share. But if you buy this call option, you're only paying $43 a share. So there's a little bit of a discount. And that works fine. I'm going to show you how this plays out on an option calculator. Now, the one that I would select with the way that I like to trade, I would actually go with a lower delta, and I would more than likely buy two of them. Look right here at the $80 strike. You can see that these cost $23.75. So if I were to make the same trade that he made, I would buy two of these. It's going to cost a tiny bit more than what he paid for one, but my delta is going to be better because I have two. For instance, he had that 0.92 and I only have a 0.7 delta. But if I have two of these, then that's effectively $1.4 movement for every dollar movement in Intel. I think that is a more effective trade if my thesis is right that it's going to move up. I'm going to next put it on an option calculator because it's really easy to see when you actually compare them side by side. Here's trade number one. We're looking at one contract, $50 call option. The expiration date is March 19th. This is a debit of $4,352 at this moment in time. Now, if we get to something around 156 on here, I'll call it, because remember, I was of the belief that he must have thought we're going to get higher than the all-time high. And if we do that, let's say by January, because if you were going to just sell this in profit, you would more than likely want to take action by January. If you're going to exercise it, you really would just probably wait until you're closer to expiration. But assuming you don't want time decay to eat up your trade, if you go with the January 21st, whatever it is you're going to take profit on it, you would be looking at 144% return on this particular trade. That's great. So what does that mean in dollars and cents? Here it is. You would have effectively, if it gets to this level by the end of January, you would have taken $4,352 and you would have profited $6,283. That's a killer trade. That's an awesome trade. If it worked out that way, you would definitely probably be sharing and screenshotting this and bragging to all of your friends. Now, just know that the opposite could happen. It can pull back. In fact, it has pulled back for him. So currently he's underwater. So if this is going to turn around, it can overcome that. But if you were to make this same exact trade right now, you would actually have a little bit more of an opportunity to make money because you would be getting it at a much lower cost than he did. Now let's compare it to the two contracts on the trade that I would make. Remember, I was going with that $80 call. So you can see, whereas the one contract was $4,300, two contracts, I've got it listed right here, would be $4,700. But look what my return would be at the exact same pricing. You can see right here, it would be 225% instead of what I was looking at around that 145% on the other one, just the one contract. Now, what does this mean in dollars and cents? Here we go. That $4,715, if it gets to my price target of around that 156 by the end of January, now I would have made a profit of $10,600 with virtually a very similar type trade in the amount of capital that it requires. So you can see applying that 0.7 delta instead of the deep in the money 0.9 delta, you can be a lot more effective if you catch it at a really low price and get to ride the wave up.
I hope you found that helpful. I hope you're ready for the trading week. If you're in my community, I sure am ready. I cannot wait to work with all of you this week. Remember, if you're with me, Trading with Ashley, there is no trader left behind. Now, if I piqued your interest on earnings with NVIDIA coming up and you want to get a little bit more educated on how I look at earnings and how I trade earnings, I'm going to leave a video for you. You can watch that right here.